Welcome to the Unsung Photographer. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's Bob Kearns, the Unsung Photographer. It's good to see you today, and I wanted to introduce you to the very talented Tina Kane and the beautiful Danny, who's here to model for us today. And we're going to have a very interesting learning experience as photographers. We need to appreciate what our makeup artist brings to the table and how important they are to producing the end product that we're looking for. So I'm going to turn you over to Tina, and she's going to walk you through this whole process.
I'm Tina of Tina Kane Makeup Artistry, and today we're at Frog Hollow Studio, part of Philadelphia Glamour Photography Group, and we're going to do a smoky eye on Danny today. So let's get started. I'm actually going to start out with her eyes, because for a smoky eye, since the makeup is a little bit heavier, we want to make sure that any of the fallout underneath her eye can be wiped away without disturbing any of the concealer. So I'm going to use my MAC primer in Painterly. I'm going to go all over her lid, right underneath her brow bone, all the way down to her lash line. I'm going to get the inner tear duct and all the way out to the outer corner. And this gives us a nice canvas to apply our eyeshadow. And we're going to do that so they match. I like this primer. It's a nice matte primer, very blendable. And Danny has hazel eyes, so we're going to use some plum and purple colors for the smoky eye. It'll really make that green in your eyes pop. Now I'm going to be using a flat brush to kind of pack the color on. I'm using a plum from Smashbox. And turn towards me a little, yep. And I'm going right over her lid. And you want to get that shadow on the brush and tap any of the excess off. I'm going to get right down into her lash line. We're not going to go too far up into the crease right now, so we'll blend that out. I just want to keep packing on the color. It doesn't have to be perfectly on there because we are going to go back and blend it out. Now I'm going to take one of my clean, fluffy brushes. It's the MAC 217. So I have no product on here right now, but I'm going to go back in and kind of start blending that plum in right into the crease. And same on our other side here. Just going to blend out any of those jagged edges from when we put the plum on the lid and make those look a little bit more smoother and diffuse the color. Open. Okay. So now I'm going to go back in with a lighter color for the crease. I'm also going to use my MAC 217 brush and a little bit of MAC's Cork eyeshadow. I'm going to get the excess off. And I'm going to go right in the crease with that Cork color. When we get to that outer corner, I'm going in a circular motion to just blend that really nicely. Now I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush that is less firm. It's more fluffy here, and I have no product on it. And I'm going to go back right in where we put the cork and blend that some more. Blending is so important with eyeshadow to help diffuse the color and make it natural looking. this way. And same for this eye. So I just put some Duo lash glue on. I'm going to have Danny close her eye. We measured the lash. And I'm actually going to sit that right in the center of the eye first, and then I'm going to make sure that it goes all the way out to her outer corner, and that inner corner is correctly placed as well. And like I said, we use the Duo waterproof lash glue. And open for me, nice and wide, good, and close. Okay. And we didn't need to cut the lash. Danny has nice big eyes, so they fit perfectly. All right. So let's let that dry all the way, and we'll go ahead with our next lash. These are the Ardell double wispy lashes. They're great for a nice smoky eye. And you do definitely want to make sure that you cut your lash, and if it's too long, it will not fit properly. And it also won't look right, and it may pop off more easily. So you do really want to take that extra time and make sure that you're measuring your lash. Now I'm putting that thin coat of the Duo waterproof glue on my lash, and I'm going to let that get tacky. In the meantime, I'm going to go in with our primer. I'm using the Hourglass Mineral Veil Primer. This works great on all skin tones and skin textures. And I have, again, my Motives stippling brush here. So I'm just going to get that nice even coat so it gives us a great canvas to apply our skin products. I'm going to go under the eye. And all over. Nice even coat. Okay. And we'll keep an eye on that lash there. Make sure it doesn't dry all the way. Just gets tacky enough, and you can go ahead and close for me. And I'll place that lash on as close as we can get to the lash line. You want that inner corner nice and stuck right on there. Sometimes if there's any kind of moisture in the inner tear duct, it could make it loose a little bit. So we just want to make sure that everything is nice and dry. And open wide for me. Good. These look really pretty. So let's let those dry all the way before we go back in with our eyeliner and mascara. And then I'm going to go ahead with the foundation. I'm going to use my Senna foundation palette. It's a nice cream foundation. It goes from a cream finish to a powder finish. And it's nice on all different types of skin. Danny has, I'd say, more regular skin, not too oily, not too dry. We can use our second color in the palette, match her skin. I'm applying this with just your traditional sponge. I think it really blends it nicely. I'm going to go down to the chin. And we did match this color ahead of time. Make sure that it matches with her neck. Whenever you're testing a foundation color, you should test it in this area, at the bottom of your chin towards your neck. And blend that nice into the jawline. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go back in with some concealer, and we'll just go underneath her eyes and make sure that any blemishes are concealed. I'm actually going to use the NYX Dark Circle Concealer. I'm using my Bare Minerals concealer brush. I'm going to have you look up for me. Go right underneath, and you can see we're going to conceal that any under eye darkness. We want to be really careful. We don't want to go back and cover up any of the work that we did with the eyeshadow underneath the eye. So just want to be really careful. And we can go down into the cheekbone a little bit and use this as a highlighter. And we'll do that to match. And you can relax, yep. Okay, great. Now we're going to go in with a nice translucent powder. My favorite is the Lorac. It's the Perfection powder. So it really helps in kind of minimizing the appearance of pores. And we're going to go all over the face. Not too much. Don't forget that you want to tap off any excess product before you apply it directly to the skin. Now next, we're going to go in with one of our matte bronzers. This is Harmony by MAC. And Danny has great cheekbones. Get rid of any of that excess product again. And I'm going to have you face this way a bit. I'm just going to do a little bit of contouring with a powder. This is a matte finish. I prefer the matte to contour versus any products with any shimmer in them. And it just gives it a more timeless look. But you can see we're just building up the color a bit. We're going to go back and forth and blend. Same with what we did with the eyeshadow. Okay. And you can look straight ahead, yep. You can see that nice contour there with the powder. Add a bit to her forehead. I like to add a little bit of bronzer anywhere that the sun would naturally hit your face and make you a little sun-kissed. Okay. I'm also going to use this to contour the nose a bit. Now I still like to use powder to contour the nose. And I'm going to get one of my fluffy brushes again. That's one of our blending brushes. And I'm going to use that same powder. Just do a little bit of contour. I just feel like, for me, the powder is a little bit more blendable and natural looking versus like a cream contour. We don't really want to go on the sides of her nose. For each individual, you want to really look at the shape of the nose. A lot of people make a mistake and put the contour on the side. But you actually want it based on how the nose is shaped. A little bit higher than that. And you want to make sure that that's blended in nicely too. You don't want it to be so obvious that, you know, there's a contour there. So we can go back with our clean blending brush and blend out that contour a bit. Make it look natural. Okay. And now I think that the eyelash should be fully dry, so let's go back and check that out. You can close for me. Okay. All right, so we're going to add a little bit of glue to this inner corner. Just on the left. Yeah, Just put a little bit of glue on my detail brush here. I can get right in there. And this glue does dry clear. It does go on white, but it dries clear. So we painted a little bit on that inner corner, and then I'm going to actually go back and kind of hold it in place for a minute. And you can use your fingers for this, or if you have tweezers, just be really careful in the eye area. And now we're going to add a little bit of pink to the apples of the cheeks, some blush. I'm using MAC Pink Swoon. I'm going to have you smile for me. And you just want to focus right on those apples on the cheeks. You don't want to go and put it directly on top of the contour. And relax, yep. Good. Now let's get back in there with some highlight. This is my favorite highlighter. And back in on this side. And if you're going to be focusing on a highlight with a shimmer, you want to make sure that you don't use all shimmer. So we really don't have too much shimmer on the eyes at this point. We use mostly matte colors. If you're using shimmer on a highlight, you might not want to, say have a shimmer lipstick or lip gloss as well as a shimmer eyeshadow. That would be a little bit too much, I think. So let's go back in with the eyeliner now that everything is totally dry. And I like to just kind of seal everything together once the lashes are on. So I'm going to go back and get my MAC brush and my black gel liner. Scoop some of that out here. Even though the glue dries clear, I do like to just kind of seal everything in and go back over it. I'm going to use my straight eyeliner brush, not the part that we use for the wing. This one just goes straight across the lid. You can close for me? Yeah. You're not really doing anything new. You're just going back over kind of what we had. If there are any parts of the glue that are visible, you can go right over it. Use the waterproof mascara we have from Ulta. It's our Super Stretch Mascara. Gives you a lot of volume. Comes in different colors, but I'm going to use black today. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to move that spoolie in a circular motion. You really don't want to pump too much because that allows air to dry out the mascara. And look down for me. It also gives it a good place for bacteria to grow. So you really don't want to pump your wand there. And look up. We're going to do just a coat on the bottom. Nice long lashes on the bottom. Go in on the other side. And let's go for the lips. So for the lips, I'm going to use MAC's Rosy Rim for lip liner. I'm going to do a nice pink. We're getting into springtime here. And since we're going with more of a dramatic look, the pink will complement the purple. You don't want to do, say, like a mauve color on the lips. That would be a little bit too much purple. You don't need to press the liner too hard. If you're using a good lip liner, it should be pretty creamy, easy to apply. You could accent your Cupid's bow a bit. Make sure you get right down into the corners of the mouth. We don't want to just stop our line. And if you're feeling bold, you can certainly line ever so slightly outside of your natural lip shape to make your lips just appear a little bit fuller. Great. I just got this brand new color from Makeup Forever. It's number 204, and it's a nice liquid lip gloss, but it has a little bit more color in it. So it's not going to be, the traditional liquid lipstick that, a lot of people are using right now. It does have a shine to it. It's not matte. It's a really nice springtime color, and it's pretty versatile. You can use it for the dramatic looks, and then you can also use it for the more natural looks to just give it a pop of color. So I'm going to go in and use my detailed lip brush and get a nice coating on. And just fill the lips in right over where we placed our lip liner. And we're almost done here. And towards me.
The before and after shots I'm showing you now were taken in the studio under exactly the same lighting conditions. You have to appreciate the drastic difference. You are extremely lucky when you have a good and basically going straight to heaven when you have a great makeup artist at your shoot. Someone like Tina Kane's Makeup Artistry is invaluable in making your product stand out, stand up, and be what you really want it to be. Take it easy, guys, from the Unsung Photographer, and we'll see you next time.
Shall we begin?